So funny story, this is my second time recording this video because before, my dumb ass forgot that I did not delete any video I made on my memory card, meaning in the middle of me filming, you know, this video, I think I was like 9 minutes in or something, my memory card decided to cut off my video because it's completely filmed. But we're not gonna get into that today. We're gonna get into some political shit, which is, you know, my favorite thing to talk about because it gets me the most views and it gets a lot of my built-in anger out. So let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Taylor. This is my channel, Obvi. If you're new here, thank you for joining me today. Hopefully by the end of this video or maybe in the middle of this video, if my charisma wows you enough, you'll definitely make sure to join the family by subscribing, hitting the bell notification, be a part of the kitty squad with the rest of my little kitty cats everywhere. I don't know what our fandom should be called. This is the kitty squad, and all my fans are the little baby jaguars. My little baby jaguars out there. See, look at me. Innovation. But yeah, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you, my little baby jaguar, for coming back to another one of my videos. I'm really hoping that you guys stick around and YouTube doesn't, you know, randomly decide to unsubscribe you from my channel, because that would hurt. Today, what we're gonna get into is why trans representation matters. Now, if you're not queer or know a lot about queer culture, or you're not, like, you're an ally but you're not like a person who's like really deep into gay culture and shit, you would know we really did not get a lot of representation till more recently, to be honest. It used to be that we had none, and anytime there was representation for us, it was always like the butt of the joke. Like, they'd always get the like some cis dude to dress up in like the rattiest looking Party City wig, and no, it was just no. Like, anytime we had representation like that, that's what it was, and it was never cute at all. Like, it was just a whole mess, and I really am so happy we've moved on from that. Thankfully nowadays we have shows like Pose with one of the largest trans casts I've ever seen. I hope in the next few seasons, or well, actually next few, I hope that next season we definitely see a lot more trans men as well, because I think that there is literally no trans male representation. I think that'd be great to see. I love how it gives us so many different like trans people. Like, it's not just like, oh, the usual skinny white girl who passed as like fuck and is usually replaced by a cis male. It's like you have Electra, you have Angel, you have Blanca, you have freaking the House of Ferocity, which is the most, that shit's diverse. And you got like just so many fucking people on there for literally everybody. Like, it's not like Orange is the New Black where there was just one. You can look up to like 20 different of them, 20 different trans girls, and it's fucking awesome. And it is so freaking awesome to see that. We're gonna talk about why it's important. So, growing up, I didn't know what trans was. I always thought it was like some weird thing that was wrong because, you know, hood culture teaches you that anything not of your assigned gender roles is evil, demonic, blasphemous. But thankfully I grew out of it. I am such a progressive person now. But back then we didn't have shit. I mean, we barely had gay characters. Not even barely. We really did not have gay characters. Especially, you know, being that I watch a lot of kids shows. Now we have so many different characters and it's really awesome, but it matters because even though I'm a, you know, full-grown adult woman who likes to watch a lot of children's shows because some of the plots be hitting, these kids are growing up knowing, you know, what that is, and hopefully, you know, gay kids will stop killing themselves because they're getting bullied. Maybe this can help stop bullying. This can help, you know, bring kids together. I feel like a lot of people don't understand why queer people, well, there's not a lot of trans people I can think of in kids cartoons who are like canon trans, instead of just being like, you know, the fandom and all adults understand that they're trans. But, you know, it's really difficult growing up and not knowing what you are, what community you belong to. You know, the sense of belonging is really lacking when it comes to queer kids because they don't have as many forms of representation as they could. And then in the era of social media and shit, you know, it makes it more difficult for queer kids to grow up because, you know, instead of just the bully pushing you in a locker, they could, you know, blast you on social media, make a whole meme page about you, and, you know, not shit will really happen about it because they'll still bully you the next day, even if, you know, you snitch to the principals or anything. But when you have trans representation, it like helps so much for young trans kids, because a lot of kids are finding out that they're trans very early, and for a lot of trans people, like, they knew, or like they didn't know, no, but they like knew somewhat when they were younger and stuff. But now that they do have representation nowadays, kids are understanding what it means and why they're feeling these things, and are transitioning at a young age. Now, when I say transitioning, I'm not saying these fucking 4-year-olds are going under the knife and getting top surgery, bottom surgery, you know, and facial feminization surgery. No, when I say transition, that means they're living the life and living the gender they were meant to live. Period. I'm not saying that these 4-year-olds are going under the knife. No, because a lot of times when people talk about trans kids and shit, they always somewhat assume that transition is equal to surgery, when it's really not. Transitioning can be literally anything you want it to be. Transitioning, there's no one right way to transition, to be honest. Like, in a way, I transition is different from a way a lot of different trans girls transition. The way I identify and live my life is different from a lot of different trans girls. None of us are the same, so the idea that these trans kids are really gonna go out here under the knife, first off, what parent's gonna let their kid get bottom surgery at 4 years old? Or even like 12 years old or something? Like, I feel like their lack of logic is missing, and it's do better. But I'm saying that these kids are actually living the life they want to live at a young age because they have this representation, which, you know, can definitely help out with depression when you're not, you know, hating yourself 24/7. You know, it definitely helps when you can look up to someone, because thankfully nowadays I can look up to fucking literally so many people. Dominique Jackson I can look up to, Laverne Cox I can look up to. There are so many people I can look up to, and it is so fucking amazing. Because we have all these platforms queer people are mostly creating, to be honest. We're no longer having trans being their whole storyline. We're actually giving trans people actual storylines. Like, when you go into Sophia or Laverne Cox's character from Orange is the New Black, her stuff did involve her transition because, you know, obviously she's in prison. Obviously, you know, it's going to be a little more difficult and stuff. But literally, like, her story was about her being a parent, mostly. Like, if you really think about it, like, if you really go back and rewatch her story and shit, her story was about her being a parent and her, you know, stealing and shit. Like, trans representation, it's really important, y'all. It is so fucking important. Like, I don't think y'all really realize, especially people who aren't queer or allies or understand what it means, I don't think y'all really realize, like, how awesome that is. And I guess an analogy I can make, which is probably gonna piss some of y'all off, it's like when the little black girl is gonna see Little Mermaid, like the live action Little Mermaid played by a black girl and shit. It's like that same feeling for like kids and shit, especially since most likely I can see them doing is giving the new Ariel natural hair or a natural hairstyle. And I don't think people realize that no one's trying to actually turn your kid gay. We just want to provide for the next generation of queer youth, which, like I've said probably in every other video I've done about the queer community, that is my goal in life. My goal in life is to provide for the next generation of queer youth so they don't grow up with fucked up mentalities like we did. But anyways, queer representation is important because you don't know what that'll do for a kid. You don't know what that'll do for a kid. And I think that it's really important to have to bridge the gap when it came to like the bullies not understanding what gay actually was and just what the community they grew up in tells them it is, and the actual queer kids. I think that's like, that needs to happen to bridge the gap between them. We have so much representation for kids when it comes to a bunch of other things, and I'm so once again so thankful for the representation for like natural hairstyles. We get representation for like all different skin tones, all types of ethnicities, religions. Like, it's amazing. It really is amazing. It's not just like the She-Ra and He-Man era where everyone was just basically made so they would perfectly go into the action figure mold. It's that we actually have representation for the sake of representation. And especially when it comes to being in a cartoon community like I am, a lot of people in the community, because it is a very predominantly white community, they really hate representation and they don't understand it. And you know, it's really important to understand that this may not be for you, but you could still enjoy it. When a show like Pose comes out, you don't have to be trans to enjoy it. You can just want to check in because it's, you know, it's a really good show. Like, that's a really bomb-ass show. It's amazing. You don't have to be queer to go to Pride. You don't have to be queer to watch Drag Race. Wait, let me not even say that, because I know way more straight girls who watch and binge Drag Race more than I do. You don't have to be queer to enjoy queer things. You can just enjoy it because it's good content. You can enjoy it because you want to support the community. You can enjoy it because you want to support the queer people behind it. And that's really important. And the trans representation I want personally is like, if you're gonna have a trans girl, do not have a cis male play her. And that's on period. Have, like, once again, from Pose, we know that there's a shit ton of trans actors, actresses, all above and under in between. There's a lot of trans people who can play a lot of trans roles, and we're not giving them the roles whatsoever, even though we're making roles about their life, which doesn't make sense. I don't want to see, like, I want to see trans people actually play trans people, if y'all get what I'm saying. Like, when Scarlett Johansson played that Asian girl, everyone was hella uncomfortable. That's what it's like when I see cis men play trans roles. It's just like, this is a no for me. Now, if a cis girl, you know, played a trans role, okay, work, because once again, that is the gender. Like, that's it. Like, when you have a cis man play a trans girl role, it's just very concerning to me. It just makes me physically uncomfortable. There's a lot of things that make me physically uncomfortable, and seeing cis men play trans girls is definitely one of them. It just makes it doesn't irk me in a way. It just cringes me to a T, to be honest, if that makes sense. I really don't like seeing it, and I'm so happy we are giving these trans people platforms, and I'm so excited to see, you know, a trans person on freaking American Horror Story, which premieres in, at the time of filming this, I want to say 10 days or something. So we're literally right there, and I'm so excited. And I'm hoping that her role involves her being trans, because honestly, I'm a sucker for a good trans, not a trans sob story, but a good trans backstory. But if she plays a cis girl, oh my god. Transphobes about to be pissed. Them transphobes about to be pissed. And I'm so ready to see it so I can go roast some people. But I'm really excited to see what she does. I'm excited to see all the amazing things women from Pose do, and the men from Pose. I'm so excited to see how their careers move on, and, you know, just see the doors that I know they understand that they're opening so many doors for many trans people when it comes to being in, like, acting and shit, and, like, performing. And I think that's really awesome. But this video is getting way too long. Let's just end it here. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I have no idea how long this video is. I'm hoping it's around 14-15 minutes long, because I didn't want my rants to be too long. But once again, I'm talkative. You know, I'm Puerto Rican. It runs in my blood. It's just being talkative. But thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. You know, hopefully you join the kitty squad and be one of my little baby jaguars by hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell notification so you get instant notifications whenever I upload. And I upload 2 times a week. Definitely hit the like button. And I guess for the comment section, I want you guys to tell me your favorite trans character. Now, you know, this is from anywhere. Like, I mean, you could put a fucking cartoon, you could put an old ass movie in the 30s, anything. If you have a favorite trans character, like a character that you just connect with, list them in the comment section below. Got other people on to other trans movies and shit, you know, do that shit. And I guess that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.